Hey everyone, gather round for a story that might just change the way you see things. It's about a quiet, kinda nerdy kid named Edward. He was super smart, always had his head in a book, but that also made him a target. The main person who gave him a hard time was Jason, the school's star athlete. One afternoon on the way home from school, Jason cornered Edward against a fence. "Hey," Jason sneered, pushing him. "Why are you so weak?" Edward, surprisingly calm, looked Jason right in the eye. "Weakness isn't being quiet," he said. "Weakness is picking on someone you know you can beat. Honestly, I think that's cowardly. What have I ever done to you?" Jason just got angrier. "You just make me sick," he spat, and then he punched Edward right in the face. The crowd of students gasped. Edward simply touched his cheek, looked back at Jason and said, "I hope you feel better now," before walking away. The crowd was stunned. Some of the other athletes who knew Edward, who knew he was a good person who helped them with their homework, started yelling at Jason. "What was that for, man? Not cool." Several students had their phones out and recorded the whole thing. By the end of the day, the video was viral. The next morning, both Edward's and Jason's parents were called into the principal's office. The principal laid it all out. "Jason, what you did was bullying, and this school has a zero-tolerance policy. I'm suspending you." For Jason, this was a catastrophe. A suspension meant getting kicked off all sports teams and losing the scholarships he had worked so hard for. His future was about to crumble. But then, something incredible happened. Edward spoke up. "Sir, please don't suspend him." Everyone in the room turned to look at him. "He has too much to lose," Edward continued. "I don't like what he did to me, but I don't want him to lose everything he's worked for. I just ... I just want to know why he did it." Jason stayed silent, his head down. "Speak up or the suspension stands," the principal warned. Jason's parents were practically begging him to say something. Finally, Jason looked up, his eyes pleading. Can I please speak to Edward alone?" The principal looked at Edward and his parents, who all nodded in agreement. As soon as the door closed, Jason broke down. Tears streamed down his face. He told Edward about his younger brother who had passed away from an illness. "He was weak," Jason choked out. "He wasn't strong enough to fight it, and I couldn't save him. When I see you, I just couldn't stand seeing what I thought was weakness. I didn't want to hurt you. I just wanted you to be strong." Edward listened, his own eyes filling with tears. He walked over to Jason. Hurt people, he said softly. "I forgive you. I'm so sorry for the loss of your brother." But real strength isn't in bullying. It's in having compassion. We don't have to be best friends, but let's just make it through the school year together. Jason looked up, amazed. Why? Why are you giving me grace after what I did?" Edward smiled a little. "Because I mess up every day, and I'm given grace. So ... Let's start over." He held out his hand. "Hi, I'm Edward." "It's nice to meet you." Jason took his hand. "Jason, nice to meet you too." They opened the door and Jason explained everything to the principal and their parents. The principal, seeing the genuine remorse and the incredible forgiveness, decided against the suspension. Instead, Jason had to do 2 weeks of after-school community service. Jason's parents thanked Edward over and over again. As they left, Edward's parents hugged him, telling him how incredibly proud they were. On the way out of the office, Jason caught Edward's eye. "Thank you," he said, his voice full of meaning. Edward simply nodded. "You're welcome." This story reminds me of a powerful idea, forgiveness. It's not always easy, but it can be transformative. There's a teaching that says we should forgive not just 7 times, but 70 times 7, meaning endlessly. Edward showed that kind of grace. He chose compassion over revenge, and in doing so, he didn't just save Jason's future. He started a journey of healing for both of them. Thanks for watching. Remember to be kind to one another. See you next time.